On a cold Irish night, fog was creeping along the roads as if it wanted to hide the sin of the entire village. Inside a small tavern at the edge of the woods, sat a thin man, fiddling with a copper coin between his dirty fingers. His name was Jack O'Donnell, or as the people fearfully and mockingly called him, Scrooge Jack. There was no one in the village who hadn't tasted his wickedness. He cheated the butcher, stole from the church, and bargained with the widow over a piece of bread as if it were gold. Jack would always laugh and say, "The world is merciless to the good, so why should I be one of them?" But that night was no different. At midnight, a strange man entered the tavern. He wore a black coat that didn't get wet despite the rain, and his face was as pale as a dead moon. He sat down next to Jack, ordered a whiskey, and then looked at him with eyes like two embers in ancient ashes. The stranger said in a calm voice, "They say you're too clever to be fooled, Jack." Jack laughed, raising his glass. "Smarter than the devil himself." The stranger smiled, as if he had been waiting for this sentence. In a flash, his human face disappeared, transformed into a shadow with horns and flames dancing in his eyes. Jack's blood froze, and he realized the truth. The devil himself had come to exact retribution for all those sins. But Jack wasn't going to back down easily. He said shrewdly, "Give me one last drink before you take me away, a glass of good whiskey." The devil glanced at the empty glass and laughed. "I have no money, Jack." Jack paused for a moment, then said with a sly smile, "Turn yourself into a coin for me to pay with, and I'll return you after the glass." The devil agreed, smitten, and transformed into a copper coin between Jack's fingers. But the cunning man quickly slipped it into his pocket next to a small silver cross. The devil screamed, trying to break free, but the cross bound him, trapping the flame in the metal. Jack sat there laughing until dawn, then said, pulling out the cross, "I'll release you, on the condition that you leave me alone for 10 years. The devil, seething with anger, agreed, then vanished in a whirl of smoke. The years passed, and the devil returned on time. But this time, Jack was ready again. He said, "Before you take me away, pick me an apple from that tree."